1. Welcome back to Week 5 Bks Mid Season Report. The playoff picture is starting to get clearer. But you know what? Without further ado, I want to introduce this week's special guest co-host, good friend of the league, good friend of mine, also gracious enough to have us in his home, Eli Suleiman, longtime league member. Welcome, Zul.
Nice to see you, Sam.
Always.
Welcome to my house.
Unbelievable. So we're going to get right to it, hard-hitting. I want to go really quickly touch upon everybody's record before we even get into games. We might not even get into some game details. You know, here and there we will. But the playoff picture looks like it's getting clearer and clearer. We have a first-place team that's running away with it, and no shock to anybody, it's Stephen Gindy's team after taking a big 2 games. And really, they're the top of the food chain right now. I know you do have choice words about that organization, and you know what? I actually want to open up with that.
You know, much credit to Gindy. He's doing a great job at 7-1. Was shocked with the trade last week.
I think he held Sammy S's over a barrel with those trades.
Sammy probably got robbed, but you know what? If you're on the bottom, my logic is do what you got to do.
He put himself.
There's no use in finishing second if you can't finish first.
No, I get that, but I think
burn it down.
But he put himself in position to not make the playoffs. We'll get into that a little later as well. So number 1 is Moneyball. Gindy did a great job being a GM right there. He's leading his team. I saw it for myself. We took the highlights. You could even go watch him right now. Leo really was a man on a mission playing center field. Played a stellar defensive center field, and he had at the time game-winning RBI for a sac fly. He was one of the difference makers in beating his old team, which is a great storyline. And then number 2, second place in the league, is Ray S's Spaceballs.
Right.
I think they probably are pound for pound the most well-rounded team in the league. So on that team, it's highlighted by, we went to this a few weeks ago, Teddy having a renaissance year.
Because we're at the mid-season report, Teddy is my vote, tied with Gindy as MVP.
Statistically, it's proven? How are stats looking?
Look, Teddy's, to me, I know there's a lot of great shortstop out there. We have a great shortstop. I'd still take Teddy defensively over any shortstop in the league.
Are you going on record right now saying you're taking Teddy Ishak defensively over Stephen Gindy, Morty Shrem, and the likes?
I've been playing with Teddy for 20 years. I think he's playing better than he's ever played.
I love Teddy.
He's hitting well. I'm one of the first guys on the field, and every week I'm there, I see Teddy.
Okay, no one's doubting his dedication.
His attitude, his whole demeanor.
Forget that. I'm talking about just talent-wise alone and what he brings to the table. I know. I watch him. He's having a great year.
Steven, I would take overall, but defensively, there's nobody like Teddy.
I beg to differ.
Teddy doesn't make these mistakes that sometimes happen with some of these other guys. Teddy's as sure-fired as you could get. You don't have to worry about him. You don't have to worry about errors. He's hands down the best defense.
Bottom of the ninth, 2 out, bases loaded, tie game, hot shot in the hole. You rather Teddy there over Steven?
I have nothing against Steven. Overall, I would take Steven. For me, defensively, there's nobody like Teddy.
Okay.
Not a knock on Steven. I think he's right there. I think Albert Richter this year has been playing a great game.
You're obviously entitled to your opinion. I don't happen to agree with it, but listen, obviously it's 1A, 1B, but
right.
I'm just saying, okay, fine. So we have the Spaceballs led by Teddy. They have the Safdie brothers who are coming into their own. They had a little bit of a slump, but they're breaking out of it. Ray's doing a great job leading them.
Looking at the stats, which I wrote out, they won 1.
Yeah.
They're on a 1-game winning streak. Not much of a winning streak. Kudos to them.
No, they're winning games, though.
You know, they're winning games. The Safdie kid, when we played him,
Natan or Bobby?
The short one. I'm not sure which one. I think he was
blonde
playing second place.
No.
The leadoff hitter.
That's Natan. He plays center field.
That kid, in my opinion, is faster than Joe.
No, he is. Natan is probably
the ball. He hit a ball in the gap. As soon as I picked up the ball, I was ready to throw it to second.
He was at third base already.
He was home.
Yeah.
Slapping fives.
So let me tell you something about Natan. In the night league, we actually had a race with all the guys, and Natan blew out of the water guys like Joe and Jackie Towell and Jordy Ramel. They all ran. He is quicker. Michael Cohen, all these guys.
Unbelievable kid.
Yeah, Natan also plays a great center field, steady out there. Plays sometimes a little too shallow for my liking, but overall...
If he thinks he could get to the ball.
No, he does. Overall, defensively, he's one of the best in center field. You know, Joe is a little better, but he's right there with him as number 2.
Joe is more seasoned.
Yeah, true.
Been in the league a little longer.
This league, but Natan's been around the block for over 8-9 years. He knows what he's doing. That team again, 5-3, good team, but
5-3.
tied with them also in second place on a 2-game winning streak. They had a big sweep. Was your team, right? So I want to hear more about your team because I really didn't get a chance to look at them yet.
Ray technically has the tiebreaker on us because of the run differential. So
that'll figure itself out by the end of the year.
Our team has been playing well. I mean, I've been in a little bit of a down year myself. Been a little injured under the weather. Yes, I caught 2 games.
Okay.
The plan originally was...
Wait. What?
The plan originally was that I was going to catch and then we were going to mix it in. We were all going to do our fair share that day because at 39, I'm not really able to catch 2 games.
You're 39?
40 next week. Okay, that being said, first 2 innings... Jackie and me had a rhythm.
Wait, hold on, you're 40?
I'll be 40 next week. Jackie asked me to catch.
Jackie Schwecky.
Said, I want you to stay as my catcher. I said, all right, I'll see what I could do, and we'll see how long we can go. Turns out, me and Jackie were working quickly. We got in and out of innings without a problem. Things were, I had a good rotation. He walked 1 guy in the first game.
Suddenly,
the leadoff batter.
Zul became a catcher. This is where the turning point of your career happens.
I ended up catching 2 games, and I haven't been able to walk since.
But
I've been limping around.
Here's my question. Did it affect your hitting at all during the game?
No, I actually walked twice. I had 2 shots that I was robbed. One should have been a 3-run homer, but the kid made an over-the-shoulder catch.
Ooh.
I don't know his name. I apologize. I can't get everybody's name.
Who'd you play?
We played Joe S.
So their right fielder. It'll come to me also.
Short kid. I think he led off.
Okay.
And then up the middle, I had a shot right up the middle. They were playing 5 infielders. I got it in between 2 guys. One guy made a very nice stab. It is what it is. We won. I don't care.
Couldn't beat that shift, huh?
It's all good.
So either way, you
guys...
no
shift. It was up the middle.
I'm saying 5 guys in the infield. You have an open spot out there. So
in the outfield, but Joe covers ground like nobody else.
Joe
covers ground like nobody else.
He dares you to play. He plays so shallow, dares you to hit it over his head, and I feel like one day in a big spot, he's gonna get exploited doing that. Just without the gold ball and these type of offenses, he's smart.
He's the returning champ.
Yeah, no, for a good reason. Then after that, there's 2 4-4 teams. We have Any Given Sunday, which is Joe's team. Mm-hmm. And I would love to hear what you have to say, what happened after the game after you beat Joe. I don't know if this rumor is true, but I heard rumblings that game was over, both teams go to shake hands, and Joe is nowhere to be found, and you think it was in spite and on purpose.
No, what happened was we had 2 clean games. No fighting, no arguing, no... animosity, just 2 clean games. Their team came out to shake our hands. We're looking for Joe. Jackie Schwecky was his pitcher last year.
World Series MVP.
World Series MVP. I know Jackie had a chip on his shoulder.
And Jackie has Joe's number.
Because Jackie was upset Joe didn't pick him. Joe had a rough day. It happens to all of us.
What was his batting line of the day?
He was 0 for 5 with a sacrifice fly. But
Jackie Schwecky.
But Jackie did want me to point this out. The sacrifice fly was because there was a man on second. Joe flied out to Weingart right. Weingart, in the process of throwing the ball in, slipped. So the runner from second scored.
So Jackie wants to make sure that it wasn't a real sacrifice
He wanted to make sure that everybody knows that Joe went 0 for 6.
Of course he does. Jackie, you know what? If anyone could get away with that, it's Jackie. You're turning 40, which means he's turning 80 almost, right? So
I'm the closest. Me and Barry are the closest in age to Schwecky.
I think you and Barry combined gets to Schwecky. What are you talking about?
Well, you know what?
He's the ageless wonder. He's somebody you got to keep tipping your cap to get the job done.
So Joe didn't come out. We took offense, a couple of our guys.
I can imagine.
We went to his bench to shake his hand, and then a couple of us thought maybe he turned his back on us. Turns out, later on that afternoon, he reached out, he said, no hard feelings, little bit of a misunderstanding, we let it go. Joe's a stand-up guy.
Listen, there's no reason to ever doubt Joe's character. Joe's the number 1 character guy in the league.
He also reached out to Albert Richter, so,
maybe time out when you apologize a lot means you did something wrong. I don't know. Either way, let's get on to the next one.
We're good with Joe, and we
guys,
wish him luck the rest of the way. Him and his team.
You guys,
we didn't play Teletubbies yet, which is Jack Harari.
So Teletubbies, their pitcher is Harari, right?
I don't know. We never played them. I haven't even seen them.
Yeah, no, they're a good team. Jack Harari, we touched on them. I think they split. Harari pitched well again. Jack Harari's pitcher, Eddie Harari, that's his pitcher. He's having a great year. He's a rookie this year. He might be rookie of the year, the way he's dealing. Listen, their team also is a mixed bag. I know Rudy in center field had a big week. He won Player of the Week. He was hitting all over the place.
Duty Rudy?
Duty Rudy, no, not Duty Rudy. This is Abraham Rudy.
Okay.
It's Duty Rudy's cousin.
Okay.
He's Streak Stain Rudy. So, yeah, whatever. But I know they lost their shortstop, and Chaz is actually playing out of his mind at shortstop.
He's not playing out of his mind because he's always been solid.
But you know what? No one views Chaz as an everyday shortstop. You look at him as plug and play.
Oh, he played short. He usually plays left.
So they put him at short because they lost Haim Rudy. I know Vic Busu's having a good year after all of his weight loss. They're a team that,
for Buso.
Listen, they're 4-4. They're not in it. They're not out of it. They're right in the thick of it. I wish I was 4-4 in my record, but we'll get into that in a bit.
Later.
Next game we have next team we have Magic Grits, which is DT. This actually leads perfectly into my games. We were scheduled to have games. Everyone was on. Of course, I want to give a big shout out to the grounds crew and to everyone that was involved in getting this week's games in.
Yes.
It was pouring rain, and we all know the YMSL and Deal canceled because they saw a forecast from the week before where it was a little cloudy. So they were out.
That's YMSL for you.
Listen, the grounds were wet. We ended up, obviously, from 6 a.m. had guys out there fixing, doing. Fields were in mint condition, like really major league infields.
Our field was a little sloppy at first base, but it was fine.
The ones I watched the game of the week on, it was literally like I wished my infield was like that every week.
I still don't understand why that was game of the week, but okay.
Well, we'll get into why that was game of the week. That was after the big trade. But let's go back. Let's go on to this matchup of what happened with Magic Grits and my team. Magic Grits, they really, for no reason, they were 3-3 squad. They were right in it.
We split with us
right
before.
Jojo Saruya got injured. He hurt his quad, which is a big blow to them. Why is that a big blow? There was a domino effect to Jojo Saruya missing. Jojo Saruya came with his cousin, Yakov Saruya, who's been a good pitcher for them, the rookie as well. So that's two. With them in the carpool is also Jojo Mamie, who's playing lights out third base for them. So that's three people that come in a carpool from Deal. The second JoJo got hurt, I'm putting the onus straight on Yakov Saruya because you got to figure out a way. You can't leave your team hanging high and dry.
But where's DT as the captain?
So DT has every year, I'm not sure if you're aware of this, has this Mother's Day holiday celebration.
But we all celebrate Mother's Day.
No, it's weird.
It's not just DT.
His mom and Deal, whatever, his grandparents in Deal, and then in Brooklyn, they treat it like it's Rosh Hashanah, like serious. And it's a famous thing. DT does not play on Mother's Day ever.
But hold on. If YMSL isn't playing because it was cloudy, why not call Eddie Malak?
So wait.
Call up a couple of these guys. Come sub. Those guys are sitting around, checking their softball stats from 2008.
So
they'll run there if you call
them. And
you're
100% correct. At 8 o'clock in the morning, I see DT in shul, literally right before I'm in sit shul in the lobby, and I'm talking to DT. I'm like, so what's going on? He's like, you don't know what's going on? He just broke me the news at 8 a.m. because his pitcher didn't tell him. So he didn't even know he was missing a pitcher. So
I think we should move on.
No, I'll tell you why
it's a forfeit.
No, I'll tell you why it's important. I'll tell you why it's important. I think DT takes a lot of blame, but I provided him a pitcher. I provided him a lot.
You got to show up to play. It's not fair.
They lost. This is the
basketballers all over.
Exactly, and their loss is a big blemish, obviously, on this year's league, and we have to point that out. And obviously on DT's captaining career, but
and why give you 2 wins for what?
We showed up. My entire team was there.
I understand. You deserve the 2 wins, but why? Should he give you 2 wins by not being able to get 2 other guys?
He's the first to admit that.
Not only that, you had 7-0 and 7-0.
And I called other guys.
More runs than you had the whole year combined.
Yeah, listen, I'll take it. Listen, right now, I don't know if you've been following our games at all or know how it's been going on. These 2 wins are big because right now we're 2-6, and Braveheart after dropping 2.
I think Sammy's gonna is going to pick it up. Ralph's too good of a hitter.
But Ralph is hitting line drives to left field and getting thrown out at first base.
Give Ralph some.
No.
Ralph
is just as good a hitter now that he was 5 years ago. But I'm telling you, he hits a rope and he can't move. He tore his meniscus. He has an elbow issue. He has a leg issue.
He's still a professional hitter. I think Sammy will get himself. You could be as professional as
you want, but if you can't get to first base, you're not going to do anything for your team. Was he good for a sac fly? Listen,
no, Ralph's a hitter. Give him time. Keep
Again,
an eye on Ralph. Let's just keep an eye on Ralph moving forward.
Listen,
I think he's going to be great.
I'm not doubting Ralph, but after the trade, they lost 2. They're 2-6. My team is 2-6, and now there's a 3-5 Magic Grits team, and I have the tiebreak over them. So 2 of these teams don't make the playoffs. I play Braveheart, Sammy S.'s team, which is 2-6 this week. So if somehow, some way, my team takes 2. Or even splits, this playoff picture is still murky. So the top of the standings are runaway with Moneyball, and the bottom of the standings, we're not sure. There still needs to be a little more clarity.
Let me just go over, because I did not know this. I spoke to Sammy. There's 14 games in the regular season,
yes, sir.
So we're past our halfway point. There are no position weeks, which normal leagues normally do. 6 out of 8 teams make the playoffs.
Correct.
2 teams get a bye in the first round.
I set these rules.
I didn't even know this. I don't think the league even knows this. And the 3 seed gets to pick their opponent. Now, I just want everybody to know that so they know moving forward, you only have 3 weeks left.
True.
Every tiebreaker is going to matter. You don't want to not make the playoffs because of one run you gave up in the 7th inning.
How about getting gifted 2 7-0 wins? It's great.
What are you going to do? On another note, my team wants to know why the umpires are not provided the rules of our league.
They definitely do.
They are the umpire we've had has been completely lost.
So I don't know why you're saying this, because I'm talking to all the captains.
My team asked me to bring it up.
And I'm glad you are.
When we had our weekly chat.
And I'll bring it up with the crew chief to obviously school his umpires. But so far, the games I'm involved in, the games I'm watching, the games I'm recording, and the games I'm in, umpires seem pretty much with their head on their shoulders. I'm actually not. Maybe you keep on getting the same 2 guys.
It's going back to when we played Stephen Gindy. We finished at 1:30 in the afternoon, which is ridiculous. There was complaining about Schwecky's quick pitching, and then team meetings in the middle of a changeover and slotting runners. It was just a lot of confusion, and the umpire was just basically, I don't know what to do. You know that emoji where the guy goes like this? That's the umpire that whole day. That's why we finished 1:30.
Okay, listen, obviously there's a bad apple in every bunch, and there's a big rotation.
Not the umpire's fault, but if he has a printout of the rules and he understands how our league works, we can get...
And we do implore all umpires to go over the league website rules before the game, and they all acknowledge that they do as well. But listen, you can't control them all. We'll obviously try to get better at everything that we do.
No, we're just going to print it out.
No, you can do that as well. Have the rules handy. And listen, you also have it on your phone if you pull it up on the website. Big deal. So we just went through every single team. So now, this coming week, we'll touch upon quickly the matchups. We have Teletubbies versus Fake 23 Blast.
Which is us.
Which you never saw the Teletubbies yet.
Jack Harari's...
Jack's having a stellar year offensively.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. It should be an even matchup. We'll see. I think the key to our team is really Schwecky. If he doesn't walk anyone...
You're right.
Our defense is strong.
And their defense is not as strong, but their strength is their pitchers. So I see a good old-fashioned Splitsky.
Everybody always tells us that we have the best hitting lineup. But to be honest with you, the best hitting guy on our team right now, nobody even mentions his name, and that's Sammy Safaradi.
Sammy Sarfati.
I'm sorry.
Sammy Sarfati is...
And his brother hasn't even been there in the last 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, when Yoni gets back and Sammy's there and you guys are sitting pretty...
Sammy's batting, I think, 7th on our team, and he's by far... the most consistent hitter on our team.
I won a tournament with Sammy Sarfati in Deal in the Big Gesture tournament. He comes up with pretty big hits.
Let's see what the predictions are, because we don't know what they're gonna write.
Right. So listen.
And the game's not.
I just want to address these predictions and all these things that are written. They're not me. I get a lot of texts asking me why you're writing this. It's not me. I do not control what's written.
It's a rotating group of anonymous.
It's the rogue anonymous writers. They get sent to a blank inbox, and we use whatever we determine is the best write-up.
Just for the record, they asked me to be one of the anonymous writers a while back.
You know what?
I cannot hold a secret, and I speak my mind, so I would not be able to post something anonymously.
I want to call out something here. if you can't own up to your words, then what are you writing for? What are you, a keyboard warrior? Write your name at the end of the article. Big deal. I'll throw somebody under the bus.
I told Sammy, if you want me to be the author, you got to put my name down.
And he said no.
He says no because I don't want any problems after.
Oh, no
Speak my mind, good or bad. I tell you how I feel.
You know how I am. I'm very transparent, and I
have to have a thick skin.
Yeah,
I
can't.
Beer league softball on a Sunday
without beer.
So well, we're gonna work on that. Right. Jimmy Kassab has volunteered to bring beer to the
Jimmy Kassab is a legend when it comes to beer at the games. In the night league, he used to bring like one of those coolers filled.
Well, let's see. He was called out because he always calls it a beer league, and I called him out. I said, if you're not bringing the beer, how do you call it a beer
Jimmy's
league?
a big Dos Equis guy. He was like in running for the most interesting man. Listen, number 2 matchup is Moneyball versus Spaceballs. So
which is Ray Esses versus...
It's the top 2 seeds.
Gindy, which
this is the game of the week. This is the game of the week. You have first place on the line.
2 of the top shortstops.
Right. So listen, if Spaceballs somehow takes 2, they share first place. If they split, Moneyball still has first place. Either way we slice it, these are the 2 best teams in the league right now.
Can I make a prediction?
You definitely can.
Not on the game, on the fact this game will end past 1:30.
Damn.
Because you have Steven and Ray who both like to stop team meetings, analyze situations,
they like getting together and okay, you know what?
Timeouts.
Listen, the games.
Good luck to both you guys. I just hope you guys get there before sundown.
Listen, the games obviously mean something more to them, which is why they take every play seriously. You got to give them credit. Next matchup, well, obviously that's probably the matchup of the week.
100%.
Next matchup is Braveheart versus my team Met. And again, this has runnings. I know it's the 2 lowest.
Braveheart is Sammy Estes, Ralph Cohen.
Right, and I know this is the other end of the spectrum of the game we just spoke about, the top 2 versus the bottom 2.
But it has more meaning.
This has more playoff implications than the top 2.
Other teams are looking to, fix their playoff positions, and you guys are just trying to make it.
Exactly. So
there's more pressure on your game than theirs.
Exactly. This is going to be a dogfight. Mark Cohen obviously is not happy after dropping 2. Mark can be tough. Morty Shrem, he's playing great defensive shortstop. They have a good team, Ralph on their team, but I definitely think they're beatable. I don't think Ralph gave him enough offense. Obviously, I'm pitching against them, so we'll
give him a chance. He barely even knew.
What are you, Ralph apologist? What's going on with you?
No, I stick up for Ralph because, number one, I didn't think he should be traded because the guy, look, I
traded from a first-place team.
I'm not second-guessing Steven because the guy knows what he's doing. He's a proven winner. All credit to Steven.
Obviously,
for me, it took me back because Ralph is a guy you don't always hear with trades because the guy's been there, he's done that.
Obviously, there was something that I don't know. There was trouble in paradise over a first-place team, 5-1 trading their best offensive threat. Obviously, there was something going on there. I'm sure it's better for both sides.
Reasons weren't. Well, it's not better for Ralph. He's not going to make the playoffs.
This past week, he was on deck with a chance to hit a walk-off. And the guy that was up before him got out. It would have been such a beautiful moment if he got a chance to deliver.
Steven knows what he's doing. Nobody, much less me, who's never won, can second guess the guy. You're allowed to your opinion. Let's see how it plays out.
100%. So I'm not going to call my game. What are you calling on the Braveheart versus Met? You never even got the chance to see my team, though. You're going to call me getting swept, and I hope you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like Sammy's team. I think they're much better than their record. I think Mark Cohen's a premier pitcher in the league. I haven't seen you pitch, so I don't know, but I know Mark, he's going to be right there till the end. And all
right, so I can't wait to prove that one wrong.
See what happens.
More than naysayers here, as they say.
I'm not writing it anonymous. I'm telling it to your face because that's how it's supposed to be.
That's how we do it on the BKS show. And by the way, we didn't predict the Moneyball versus Spaceballs matchup. I'm calling a big one over there. Moneyball, which is in first place, is going to run away. They're going to be 9-1. That's my prediction.
All right, I like a split, an even split. I think Rays knows what he's doing.
Of course he does. I just think the Moneyball momentum is way too strong. And then we're running short on time. The last matchup is any given Sunday versus Magic Grits.
Joe S versus
the disarray
DT.
team of DT.
Well, if DT, let's hope he even gets a team because now there's no excuses. The game's in deal.
Right.
So it's a shorter commute for those Lakewood guys than it is for
for them for sure. Great point. It's funny. My game is actually in Brooklyn on Sunday, which I'm really happy about. Every other game is in deal. So either way, this is all set to be on Memorial Day, Sunday, Monday, whatever.
Weather permitting.
Weather, God willing.
And if it's cloudy and the YMSL guys cancel their game, maybe
we'll have a lot of spectators also. It's good.
We'll have a lot of spectators, and you can always have those guys come in.
Sure.
They have their stats printed out on their T-shirts. All those YMSL guys.
Sure.
So
yeah. They have the posters. They bring it on. By the way, I want to end off on this. This is a lot of speculation before. I'm going to end off. This is a pretty big breaking news. So whoever watches this, I hope you're still watching right now. We're in the talks right now of actually getting together a BKS Fall League. So now all seasons are going to be over. You're going to have YMSL over in Deal, and all the guys who drive in like dibs that go all the way to Deal every single day, they'll be in Brooklyn. We have the BKS guys, obviously, also in Brooklyn. I'm not making a big deal out of this yet. I want to get 6 teams, nothing more, nothing less, 1 9-inning game, because it's going to be football morning, football afternoon that time. And I'm not looking to get a crazy, crazy turnout, but I'm pretty sure the talent's going to be there. Again, nothing's set in stone over here, but we're going to get a nice 2-month league because the holidays end extra early this year. It's going to be a perfect opportunity for the guys that drive to Deal every single year, like drones, to see what they're missing. We're going to get better fields also. I'm going to even work in some night games at Coyle, and it's going to be a BKS product, and I'm very excited about this. The wheels are in motion. Nothing's set yet. I got to get the permits. I got to get all that information. And what do you feel about that?
It's a nice plug for yourself.
No, it's for BKS.
But somebody's making money off it.
Well, the league. It's the league.
Okay, the league, and we'll see what happens.
I think it's going to be great. Obviously, we're getting ahead of ourselves. This is just a scheduling note. But
you got to clear with the wives.
Listen, I think I'm almost every wife in every league's enemy by the amount of leagues that I run, and I'm okay with it. It is what it is. Either way, really nice having you. Thank you for hosting. Looking forward to next week.
Welcome back anytime.
Always. Thank you so much, and you were a great co-host, and I will give you a parting gift, but I got nothing.
Good luck to everybody. Have a safe Shavuot.
Happy and healthy holiday.
Happy Memorial Day. Good luck to all the teams, and you know what? Maybe after this week, it'll be a clearer picture of how the rest of the season's going to go.
I sure hope so.
We can start talking about MVPs, Gold Gloves.
We're not there
have
yet.
A show.
We're not there yet.
After this week.
I would say maybe in 2 more weeks. We'll see how it goes, because you'll have more clarity, and we'll only have 1 more week to go. Be able to have more definitive. And listen, it's going to be good. Either way,
good luck, everyone. Happy holidays.